Welcome to this Friday, September 13th edition of the SVG-TV Evening News. I'm Khalil Kato with the details. Parents across the country are being encouraged to perform their duty by doing all they can to protect their children against sexual and other forms of abuse. This encouragement comes from the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of National Mobilization, Nerissa Gittins, as she spoke with SVG-TV News today on what has been reported as an increasing number of sexual abuse cases against the nation's children. At a recently held conference hosted by the Psychology Department at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital, it was noted that sexual offenses committed against children in the country was at an alarming level, with victims as young as 3 years old. Gittins said adults have a responsibility to report all incidents of sexual abuse.
The current legislation allows for adults to report any abuse against children to the relevant authorities. We have duty of care. It is our responsibility to report and then allow for an investigation to happen, and we can move on from there. I understand that everything does not happen today for today. There's a process involved, but it is your responsibility as an adult to report any and all abuse known to you. How are you going to feel as an adult? How do you sleep at night knowing that something wrong? You know that it is wrong. And you go to sleep feeling happy at night? Maybe because it is not your child. And what if it is your child? How are you going to benefit? How can you benefit from something like that? It is not right.
The Permanent Secretary said it is time for persons to re-evaluate their interactions with children and said the future looks bleak if children continue to suffer abuse at the current rate.
As parents, as adults, we have a duty of care to report all such cases to the relevant authority. And when we don't, we are encouraging whatever it is that is going on. I cannot believe that in a household that a child would turn up at age 12, 13, 14, and nobody in this house has any idea whatsoever of something going on prior to. It is time for our parents to be parents, not just in the house with the children. You're not their friends. Be parents. Guide the children. Every day we say the children are the future. What kind of future are we looking forward to when we have so many damaged children among us? We just have to do better as a society. Too many of us are just pointing fingers. We're just looking for somebody to blame. It's time for us to take responsibility as adults, as parents.
Gittins further pleaded with all parents to help create a healthy environment for their children so they can feel safe.
I plead with our parents, men and women, to do their jobs, do their duties to their children. And lastly, I wish to say, if at the end of the day, whatever you are handing out is not what you would want for your own daughter, your mother, your brother, then it's not right. If you don't want it for yourself, don't pass it on. Please, people, save our children.
At the recently held forum, organizer psychologist Dr. Joselle Miller said it is crucial for parents, teachers, and other stakeholders to create an environment where children can feel safe and that they must be given the benefit of the doubt when they make a report of being abused. The government is expected to pass legislation soon, which is expected to give more legal protection to children against sexual and other cases of abuse. While Assistant Commissioner of Police Carlos Sampson says the police take all reports of child sexual abuse seriously. The AP said their offices are always open to those who wish to give information on any case of abuse against children, noting that such information will be treated confidentially.
That the Commissioner and members of the Royal Investigation Police Force stand ready to receive any or all information with respect to abuse of any child or children within our country. Persons who are willing to come forward need not hesitate or afraid. We can assure you that your information will be taken in strict confidence. Persons who are apprehensive are always welcome to the office of any of the 5 commissioners any time of the day or night, or, for that matter, any officer who they feel most comfortable speaking with. I will give you about 5 numbers from which you can reach us. These numbers are 4561102, 451247, 4561339, 4561389, and 4571211.
The police recently implemented the Sexual Offences Unit, which specializes in dealing with such crimes. ACP Sampson said the unit is active and has had some success in putting offenders behind bars. He also had some strong words for those who are guilty of abusing children.
That the Commissioner and members of the Royal Investigating Police Force stand ready to receive any or all information with respect to abuse of any child or children within our country. Persons who are willing to come forward need not hesitate or afraid. We can assure you that your information will be taken in strict confidence. Persons who are apprehensive are always welcome to the office of any of the 5 commissioners any time of the day or night, or, for that matter, any officer who they feel most comfortable speaking with. I will give you about 5 numbers from which you can reach us. These numbers are 4561102, 451247, 4561339, 4561389, and 4571211.
The police are investigating the circumstances surrounding the shooting death of Ronil Bob, a 50-year-old laborer of Richland Park. According to investigations, at about 8:33 p.m. last night, Bob's unresponsive body was discovered at Richland Park in a pool of blood with a gunshot wound. He was later pronounced dead on the scene by the district medical officer. Bob's death marks the 14th murder and 17th homicide recorded in St. Vincent and the Grenadines for the year thus far. A post-mortem examination is expected to be carried out on the body to ascertain the cause of death. The police are soliciting information that will aid with the arrest and prosecution of the offender or offenders. Persons are asked to contact the Assistant Commissioner in charge of crime at 456-1339 or the officer in charge of the South Central Division at 458-4200 or any police station or officer that they are comfortable with. All information, they say, will be treated with the strictest confidence. The police are also seeking the public's assistance in locating Ronald Christopher Descent, alias Chris or Bird of Mount Pleasant and Belair. Descent is said to be a person of interest in connection with a series of reported burglaries. The police say he is to be approached with caution, and if seen, persons should contact any police station or the Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of crime at telephone number 456-1339 or 457-1211, extension 217, or the officer in charge of CID CRO MCU at 456-1810 or 457-1211, extension 216 or 220. The Cuban tree frogs are now in SVG, and the Forestry Department has launched a program to get rid of them. The frogs, which reportedly entered through seaports, can have a negative impact on the country's ecosystem as well as persons with asthma. Larissa Pugsley-Kidd tells us more in this report.
The department has commenced an intensive eradication program of the Cuban tree frog in the Camden Park area where they are reportedly localized. To date, more than 200 of the frogs were removed from the area. Environmental officer within the Forestry Department, Cornelius Richards, told SVG-TV News that his office learned of the new species of frog being in the country last month and that presently they are quite a bit on the Grenadine island of Mustique.
It is very prolific. A mature female can lay as many as 4,000 eggs in one hatching. It is very, very aggressive. It moves into habitat, takes over other species, your lizards, other frogs and so on, small snakes and so on. It can become a problem to those. But I think most importantly at this time, it can invade your homes. Frog may be close to the size of a common toad. It looks totally different. It's a slender, smooth frog compared to the rough appearance of the toad. It has suction cups on the ends of its feet, so it climbs, little round cups on its feet. And unlike the toad, it climbs. You would never find a crapple climbing beyond ground level. So we have that distinction.
Richard said the Cuban frogs are nocturnal creatures which poses a threat to the ecosystem, including SVG's endemic frog. He also noted that asthmatic patients are at risk if they come in contact with these frogs.
The introduction of introduced other species from outside is not ever desirable within your environment. Whenever a new animal or plant comes into an existing ecosystem, it changes the ecosystem. It changes the food chain and can affect humans. This species carry a bit more poison than the typical Buffomarinus frog, and once it is agitated, it lets off, it secretes a toxin, and this can affect children and adults who are asthmatic.
Richards is appealing to the general public, if they see these frogs, to get in touch with any forestry officer to have them removed or destroyed.
We have seen so far the grey white. We've seen a grey white appearance. We've seen a brown, light brown appearance. We've even seen a green brown appearance. So it's very, very difficult to pinpoint and say, well, this is the frog. That's why we're asking you to get us involved. We'll come with the positive identification and then we'll take it from there. No species that are not originally from St. Vincent would be encouraged, and to control the species, we are dependent on the public to support us on this one. Once you are confident that you have identified the Cuban tree frog, you can destroy it. You can also catch a specimen. They're not difficult to catch, and you can place it in a bottle. They're very long livers, in a plastic bag, and at the most convenient time you can bring it to the department, clearly stating where it was found. Because it's important for us to go back to that point of origin and start an immediate investigation around that location.
The Cuban tree frog is originally from Cuba. However, it is also prevalent in Florida. Reporting for SVG-TV News, Larissa Pugsley, Kidd.
A national wear competition will form part of the celebration activities to mark this country's 40th year of independence next month. The competition, which is open to the general public, will feature 2 designs being selected for the national wear competition, one for males and one for females. Invest SVG is one of the partners organizing the national wear competition, and according to its marketing manager, Anjanella Young, it is a collaborative effort that should be to have the national wear established.
Looking for a national wear for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and we are collaborating with the Ministry of Culture and Tourism and the renewal of Art 40 committee. And the Invest SVG, we are looking for a national wear, and we have come up with a competition that it's already out already, so we've already put it on Facebook and Instagram, and it's going to be in the newspaper on Friday, and the deadline is October 4th.
The submission window for the competition closes early next month, with the winners expected to be announced at Invest SVG's Independence Everything Vinci Expo.
And the deadline is October 4th. So you can check out our social media pages and also the newspaper this Friday. And the winner again will get $2,000 US. And we will do the unveiling of the national dress on Independence Day at the Everything Vinci Expo.
For further information on the competition, persons are asked to contact Invest SVG. The inspection of transportation service providers here will commence on Monday, September 16th, as the SVG Tourism Authority prepares for the cruise season, which begins on November 1st. After the inspection period, training will be done with the service providers as well as tour operators and food vendors. Quality Assurance Manager with the SVG Tourism Authority, Natalie James Short, says that it is necessary for all service providers to get on board with these upcoming activities.
So any taxi operator, those current or new ones, can still come and fill the application form to be trained. We do have training that commences next week as well, and the training components that a person will go through, it encompasses communication, customer service, and there is Red Cross which does CPR and first aid. That is a requirement for the taxis and the tour guides. So these are training that we conduct annually with our stakeholders. Mrs. De Silva this year is also putting on training for housekeepers and also for restaurant staff. There's going to be 2 sessions, one in St. Vincent and one in Beckwith.
James Short says the licensing of these service providers will also take place in the coming weeks, noting that the current licenses expire at the end of October and that just before the cruise season commences, recognition and recommendations are usually given to those who comply with the standards approved by the SVG Tourism Authority.
Have a system and a format in which they operate under, because last year, especially for the cruise season, last year the Port Authority took the position in only allowing persons who are within the associations to enter the gate of the cruise terminal, and this was only to avoid the chaos that was happening with all those taxis that were not, some of them were not trained, they were not even registered. So that was a way of helping us maintain order at the cruise terminal. The tour guides, the system is more streamlined in terms of they would come and they will train and they will work with the tour operator. The biggest one we have, of course, is couriers. We also have Hazelco Tours, which persons would work with.
Just over 400 taxi operators are registered with the SVG Tourism Authority, with about 200 approved tour operators. Nyla Samuel, a student of the Girls High School, emerged as one of the top 2 performers in the inaugural Creative Youth Competition, sponsored and hosted by the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank and the Regional Security System Asset Recovery Unit, RSSARU. The other top performer is St. Lucian Khadija Halliday of the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, who, like Samuel, captured first place in the 2 categories of the competition. Samuel emerged the winner in the 13 to 16 age category with an essay on the topic Towards a Cashless Society, Challenges, Opportunities, and the Realities for the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. She proposes that a cashless society provides the opportunity for more efficient, secure alternatives to traditional cash transactions and increased access to financial services. Samuel will receive a $2,500 cash prize, and a grant of $1,500 will be awarded to her school, the Girls High School. The ECCB RSSARU Creative Youth Competition forms part of the ECCB's Community Outreach Program and is aimed at encouraging critical and innovative thinking, as well as raising the awareness of secondary school and community college students in the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union, the ECCU, on issues of economic and social development. The Duke of Edinburgh International Award, SVG, will host an award forum tomorrow. This will take place at the SVG Red Cross Society headquarters. The theme for this forum is Revitalizing the Duke of Edinburgh International Award, SVG, the Best Kept Secret Award Program for young people. The organizer says that the aim of the forum is to provide persons with recent updates on the award program and present pins to participants who recently completed the Leaders Program The pins will be presented by Governor General Her Excellency Susan Duggan. The forum will also allow participants who attended the Caribbean Award Sub-Regional Council CASC Adventurous Journey in St. Lucia the opportunity to share their experiences with others. SVG had 18 participants attending the CASC 2019 from July 26 to August 11th. The Duke of Edinburgh International Award offers young people between the ages of 14 and 24 the opportunity to challenge themselves and impact their communities in many positive ways. The award program began in SVG in 1972, from which over 2,000 young people have benefited. The National Award Authority, the NAA of SVG, which oversees the program, believes that many more young people can benefit from the experience.